In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone? A tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which, anyone, raised or lowered? Raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what this is, class? Anyone seen this before? The Laffer curve. Anyone know what this says? It says that at this point on the revenue curve, you will get exactly the same amount of revenue as at this point. This is very controversial. Does anyone know what Vice President Bush called this in 1980? Anyone? Something DOO economics. Voodoo economics.
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. Ben Stein could put Richard Simmons to sleep. If you're around in the 1980s, you'll understand that reference. Just like you probably remember seeing the cult classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off, released in 1986 and directed by John Hughes, which is where that scene we just saw came from. And there was a time in my Christian life when I was reading the Bible, I pictured Bible characters much like a Ben Stein character. Just very monotonic. No real emotion, no real excitement. But then I read James chapter 5, where he says that Elijah was a man just like us, or with a nature just like us. And I got to thinking about it. Bible characters were not like a Ben Stein character. They were more like me. They were real people. They were more like you. Real people facing real problems and real situations. Which then leads me into our series we're starting about the Apostle Paul's words in Romans chapter 7, which is, by the way, is a request, which I like to get. That way I figure at least one person's interested in the sermon. So if you have a request on a Bible text or a Bible topic, you can leave it in the comment section below or send it to me in an email at 2timothy4.2.3@gmail.com. And I will be glad to get a lesson on it. It'll take about 4 to 6 weeks at a minimum to prepare. You don't have to give your name. I can withhold names, but I do need a specific question about the topic or text that you have in mind for me to address. And in this case, the question comes down to pretty simply, what is Paul talking about here? And we're going to look at that over the next couple of weeks. And the bottom line is, Paul's human. The Bible characters that we like to think are up on a pedestal and perfect actually struggled just like we do. Struggled with weaknesses and, struggled with sin. So get your Bible, open Romans chapter 7. And while you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the subscribe button right there. And then this notification bell is going to pop up. You can click on it, and then you'll be notified anytime I add a video to this channel. All set? Great. Romans chapter 7, beginning in verse 14. And remember, if you're not careful, before this series is done, you'll most likely learn something. So let's get started. And I'll try to be more interesting than a Ben Stein lecture, okay?